What's up, Cowboy Nation? Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's not rush the safety talk. I hear a lot of people saying, hey, we need a safety. We let Thornhill go. We passed over Rapp, or we passed over this guy. Look, I understand that a lot of people feel that like this team just not making the moves as it relates to the draft. But last year was the first year of Chris Richard's system, was it? You guys check that by your watch? It was the first year by Chris Richard. And a lot of these players had to learn on the fly. And I'm thinking that there's so many things, man. We are far, far away from the final 53-man roster. It's still a good look. Remember this. The pressure that we're going to create on the outside and the inside, the interior, you're going to have cornerbacks to play a little bit better, defensive back to play a little bit better, getting their hands around on the ball. So let's not go out there and start saying, let's spend another first-round draft pick with the Raiders. I'm hearing news out there that Carl Joseph of the Raiders is not scheme. He don't fit their schemes, and Dallas Cowboys may be interested since the Raiders picked up, what's the kid name, from Jonathan Abrams, and because Carl Joseph and Jonathan Abrams pretty much the same person. So let's not just go ahead and jump the gun on that. Let this coaching staff do their philosophy. From what I heard out there on the streets, that Chris Richard was like, hey, get Tristan, get the Hill kid, and let Thornhill go. So Chris Richard have faith and confidence in this particular staff. Give the man a chance. Remember, this will be their second year. What's up, Huggy, man? Appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. So that's what I want you guys to look at from those parameters. Let's not all be on the thing of saying, hey, Cowboys, the only way we can strive and the only way we can win is through a safety. I think that collectively, with a better interior defensive rush, with a better edge rusher coming from the right defensive end as well, hopefully D-Law with his shoulder being healed, that teams will feel the pressure, try to get the ball out quicker, and all you would need is a better play from Xavier Woods. Because that's all I saw last year, Xavier Woods growing. Think about this towards the latter part of his of games towards last year. That's when you saw those turnovers. That's when you saw those takeaways. Yes, down in the trenches, man. Yes, Young Wilson, appreciate you, man. Thank you for making a donation to help grow the nation. So, with all this being said, guys, the NFL journey is a long road. You just don't know, man. It could be somebody that's going to just shine in the practice squad and then elevate to the team. It could be somebody that can shine and pick up the system and say, hey, this is our second year with Chris Richard, and I understand what he's trying to have us to do. Now, we looked at Jason, Jason Witten, of course, we're going to talk about that a little later. But we looked at Jeff Heath, and we were saying that a lot of people saying, okay, he's trash and this sorts of thing. But are you guys aware that that was his first year with Chris Richard? And playing mostly strong safety, that was his first year playing that position. Jeff Heath is more of a free safety. So we got to look in those parameters too. I'm not saying that Jeff Heath is the best thing since sliced bread, but we got to understand that it's a process, guys. It is. Now, you talking about little Larry? And he seemed like a fan favorite, but it's a long shot for him, fam. It's a long shot. Hopefully he can land on his feet, but it's a long shot, man. How do you feel about Michael's health? Are you talking about Michael Gallup or Michael Jackson? Now we got tons of Michaels on this team now. What's up, Texas? What's up? Appreciate you, man. South of Heaven, appreciate you. Thank you for joining in. Derek Wiggins, appreciate you, man. I don't know, man. The trolls, Virginia Finest, appreciate you, man. It's one thing to be a Cowboys fan, but it's another thing to be a pessimistic Cowboy fan, or a fan that goes around crying because we didn't win anything since 1995. And it's another thing to be that type of guy and come along when we winning. I heard some news that people are still mad that we got Amari Cooper. I heard somebody say that Amari Cooper don't make touchdowns and can't do this and can't do that. And I'm sitting there like, man, where were you on the back end of the Cowboys season? I think that whatever we loved about Amari Cooper last year, that's without even practicing with Dak Prescott during this time right now. So I'm thinking that there's elevations in this thing. I'm thinking that there's going to be help. I think that there's going to be a better Cooper, and there's going to be a better Gallup, and it's going to be look. When I looked at Tony Pollard's film as well, I'm looking at a guy that finally we can get, if the ball so happen to be kicked off to us, a guy that can get beyond 25-yard line. I think a guy just knowledgeable, can find angles, who can flip the field for us. So you mean to tell me we're not a better team if you get a smaller field of play for Ezekiel Elliott? Instead of Ezekiel Elliott got to go 80 and 70 yards, now he can go 50 yards or 40 yards and he'll be closer to the red zone. That speaks volumes, guys. That's the way we got to look at it. Speaks volumes, baby. And then if you add in the fact that you got some more spellbacks versus like a Rod Smith. I love what Rod Smith can do, but let's be real about it. He's not a change of pace back, so we've been streaming to the high heavens. Give Ezekiel Elliott some help. And not just that, of course, I know he's the most dynamic player that's on his team. I wouldn't trade him for nothing in the world at this point. But Dak Prescott, there is a growth factor. If you really think that Dak Prescott is going to be the same quarterback that he was last year for the first few games, you're not studying. The guy is picking up the plays. Everything is going to be slower for him. Look, I remember watching the documentary of Tony Romo. And he would take the ball and he kept throwing it at a certain part of his couch. You guys remember that documentary? And he would start talking about, like, towards the latter part of his career, everything started to slow down for him. He began to see. He said the defenses couldn't throw in everything at him because he started to know and understand. But it took time for Tony Romo to get to that point. And, of course, I know that a Dak Prescott is not a Tony Romo. But what I'm saying, Cowboy Nation, is that the Dak Prescott, you can't lie to me and say that he's not a student of the game. He don't study. He's not out there the first person to enter the weight room and the last person to leave. You can't put that on Dak. You can't say, well, coming into training camp, Dak Prescott is going to be overweight. No, you can't say that about Dak. What I'm saying is, give that brother time too. And he's going to galvanize you. He's going to carve you up. He's going to be a guy that studied his tape. And then naturally, he's going to figure out this game. And, of course, we already going to look at his arm strength. I'm going to tell you of another person who didn't have a strong arm but still was able to get 2 Super Bowls. Now, I'm not saying that he's that guy. And I'm talking about old Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning didn't have a strong arm, but he had anticipated. And I guess that big old head of his, he had a lot of knowledge up there too. So, but those are things that we have to look at. So we just got to be patient, Cowboy Nation. Everything is going to work out right for us. I'm thinking that when you have somebody else that's working and elevating, then everybody else becomes a little bit better. Mike Irvin-Law. Who's it, Mike Irvin-Law, man? How is he? I heard Mike Irvin, he's doing pretty good, right? He recovered. I don't know any other news of Michael Irvin. I heard he found that it was non-cancerous cells. So if there's new news, then pardon me, I haven't heard of it. But I heard Michael Irvin, he looking sharp during the draft, had on the all-white suit and everything. I think Michael Irvin will be okay. If it's something like a step back or something like that, he'll bounce back. The boy got favor on his life. Old playmaker got favor on his life, man. So I'm not worried about Michael. Like I said, as far as film breakdown, film study, I'm not going to be able to put film out there, especially of the college film. You guys can check out Voch Lombardi and check out my guy Collier. They got some film going on, but I'm not able to do film. I got a cease and desist letter from doing film sessions, so I don't know how they're getting away with it. May God bless their time and work efforts out there, but I can't do film sessions anymore on YouTube. So unfortunately, you guys gonna have to get used to the flavor of me just talking and going over maybe some still photos, because YouTube is cracking down on a lot of that stuff, and it's not just college film or NFL film. It's narrations. I saw people channel got taken down just for narrating. You know, it was a cold winter night and the storm was blowing, and everybody was scared. That's all they was doing on their show, and they got them for reused content and repetitious content. and it's a bot that's going around taking people YouTube pages down. And if it didn't hit your channel yet, it's going to hit your channel eventually. What YouTube want to do, and there's no hate at YouTube, they want to put the you back in tube. So they want to have your facial, they want to have a visual, they want to see your face before before they take these channels down. So people with narrations and films and stuff like that are getting hit all across the board. It's just one way or another. It's taking people pages down one by one. But more shouts out to them for doing the film, so you guys can get a chance of watching it while it's live and lit. But you know me, I'm gonna try to figure out a way. But in the meantime, in the between time, I can't do film sessions nor film breakdowns on any content that I didn't naturally produce myself. Give Dak all day in the Romo period. Over Rome, or this is give Dak Prescott all day over Romo period. Yeah, Romo had 14 years, man, and most of those years, yes, he was folded up like a pretzel. But it's a growth process. Jeff is good. We need to. He will make plays. He will. Yeah, pale moon, good ideas. Yeah, Joseph, appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, guys. This season is going to be fantastic. It's going to be wonderful. And it just got to take one day at a time, one movement at a time, and everything else will shine. Don't forget, Cowboy Nation, I'm going to repeat, don't rush the safety look. Shout out to you, Virginia. Peace. Don't rush this thing. Let's continue to just take this thing slowly. And if keep this in mind, the off season is so long. There are going to be some veteran safeties released, and by the time midway through this thing, if a veteran safety is out there, then you can just scoop them up. But don't rush it. Can't rush perfection, baby. That's all the time that I have on this wonderful, beautiful day. I really appreciate you all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content. Let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune into Cowboys content and sports talk. And remember, you're listening to absolutely nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace. Let's go. Let's go. He said, pale moon. What was it? Pelamone? Pale moon? He says we need to teach YouTube and Facebook a lesson by leaving their platform. They got the search engine, baby. They got the search engine. And it's hard to beat the search engine. You can go to Twitch. I can do sessions there, but nobody will watch because the search engine is not even on their search engine. I can go to D Live and nobody will watch. So you'll do film sessions and you can tell people to go there, but nobody will watch because the optimization is search engine. So until other platforms figure out the search engine, see, Google is tied in with YouTube. YouTube is tied in with Google. And Facebook is almighty, man. But hey, MySpace, I think MySpace was bought up by Facebook. So, and Instagram was bought up by Facebook. It's about a monopoly system. So when you have platforms that buying out other platforms, Vimeo, you got to pay. Nobody watches Vimeo because you got to pay. You got to subscribe for that. So it's got to be a way, whereas all you got to do is just continue to, I guess, is grind and hopefully one way or another that people stop become money hungry. Yeah, that would be the other way. Daily motion, stay limited your uploads. So it's like if you go to my description box, I got Twitch, I got Periscope, I used to have Facebook before I banned from there, and this is not law complaining. I'm just explaining. Got kicked out of Facebook. It really hurt me more kicked out of Facebook because I had all my personal stuff, like, you know, my baby first steps and me being in the delivery room with my child and everything, and all that stuff is gone. And they don't allow me to go on Facebook regardless because they got a Facebook visual ID scanner that scans your face, and as soon as I'll create another account, as soon as they figure out my face, they ban me from there. So So it's hard, guys. It's really hard to do any content explaining about content. So, and it's not like I'm trying to create a hysteria about YouTube, Facebook, and beyond, but that's just the reality of it. It's just how the laws and rules and regulations are, you know. So, But yeah, to me, yeah, it is total BS. It's just crazy in a sense if everybody trying to have their hands in the fake pot. But I wish, baby, let you guys know. I wish that I can get everything out for you all like I wanted to. Like I got films, I got studies, and I looked over everything that I want to push it out to the masses. But what will it cost you? You know what I mean? It costs me everything. So we continue to grind, baby. And but check my description box. I got other platforms that I'm on there. Whereas I may figure out a way that I can just upload like my film sessions to DLive or Twitch, and maybe they're not as strenuous as of right now as the other platforms, and we can keep it moving from there. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to absolutely nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.